Yeah, buddy.
Back at you again.
Back to back.
Yes, sir. I'm Canary Balance.
Slyce.
All right, man. So, another episode. Let's jump straight into some music.
What you think about that Kendrick?
Kendrick Lamar.
That new Kendrick.
You know, I thought it was a really great album. I listened to it all the way through already. And it's dope. You know, he's been gone for like 5 years. I think his last album dropped in 2018.
Okay.
17 or 18.
Question. Right off the rip. Was it worth the wait, do you think?
I'll say it was a good way. He could have dropped this maybe 3 years earlier.
Okay.
I don't think it took 5 years to make this, but
yeah, I mean, it's sometimes like, and I can relate to this part, right? It's like sometimes we make, as creators, we make music, and we got like great music that we want to put out, but you feel like it ain't the right time, or life happens, and other things come in the way, and now you got like music just stacked up, and you know, maybe he was just holding it off, and then he felt like he's finally ready to release, and he just picked out of the back shit he had, he picked what he felt like this hits the most at this time.
right. So, yeah, that's the thing. Probably over the years, he was making certain songs, and he's like, okay, I like this, or this has changed, or, you know, because so much happened in 5 years.
Yeah.
So the way you felt half a decade ago definitely feels different today.
Yeah, for sure, man. And Kendrick is one of them guys that, you know, obviously everybody respects his pen, but I think he does things on his own time, and that's respectable. You know, a lot of times, you know, a lot of artists get pressured into releasing more frequently. They're like, okay, release every so often, and then some people do that, and then a couple things can happen. You can either get tired of that person, like, damn, I'm tired of hearing him already, you know, or just that mystique that, you know, when something is not as easily, readily available, new content, sometimes that makes you want it more. It makes you anticipate. Look at Dr. Dre, right? So it's kind of one of them things. It's not like he ain't solidified. You know what I'm saying? He did so much. Is that I think that, you know, sometimes, you know, we as artists, we wanna kind of stretch things out or do it based on how our life is going, because depending on what you're going on, or what's going on in your life, that's kind of reflect in your music. But then the other side of it, you know, I can see the fans' perspective is like, yo, you know, we need something new.
What about the video he dropped? The Heart Part 5?
Yeah, I mean,
Did you see it?
no, actually, I didn't see that one.
Okay.
Tell me about it.
So basically, in that video, he was speaking from the perspective of certain people. Like, he was Will Smith in it, he was Kanye in it, he was Kobe in it, and the one that stuck out to everyone was the one where he was Nipsey Hussle. And he said some pretty deep lines, kind of, I guess, trying to give closure to the situation, which, you know, I think everybody, once Nipsey died, we didn't really understand it, because it happened in such a weird way. Yeah. But he kind of tried to make some sense of it.
Yeah, you know, and that's a whole nother topic, but yeah, Kendrick and Nip, they were actually, a lot of people don't realize, they were actually pretty tight. So it's, you know, it's interesting. Just Kendrick in general, you know, just not too long ago we were talking about, everybody was like Kendrick versus Cole, or who you like better type of thing like that. Cole was away, and then he dropped some music. What was it, last year?
That was last year.
He
dropped the Fall Off.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, sometimes with pens, I call them, but with lyricists, I think it's good to spaced out sometimes, because sometimes you can give so much and package it up, and then people overlook. Like, it's like, I heard somebody say, I heard a Jay-Z line, Jay-Z verse the other day, and I just now realized what he said. You know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z was good at that.
I just now got it, and I'm like, dang, that song is like 10 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Jay-Z was very good at that.
So yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes we catch it, sometimes we don't, and you know, it adds value to preserving your music.
So one last question on it. You think he's gonna drop another album when he's 40?
Man, Kendrick, I give you 3 years, man. Come out in 3 years, man.
I give you 2.
Come out in 3 years, man. If you don't drop an album, release some singles or something.
Right. All right, moving on. Man, mothers across the country are stressed right now.
Man, I know about it. Yeah, that baby formula is gone. It's gone. Everybody's looking for it. It's like the way people used to be so how they had the weed man or whatever. Back in the old days, the weed man or whatever is like now it's dispensaries and everything. But it's gonna be the baby formula man out there.
Right.
Like, yo, I got them cans for sale.
Out here doubling.
I got them cans for sale. Who need them cans? Or mother's gonna start breast pumping and selling them.
No, but it's true. There are some mothers out here who are pumping for other mothers who can't do it. But it's
that's the new hustle.
It's just crazy to me to think the country we live in, especially with everything they're going on, how they're kind of trying to pressure women to have more kids.
Yeah.
You would think that they would have the things they need, and that's essential.
Not in America, right? You think when you hear about this, and this is not to throw any shade on any other countries or anything like that, but it's like you would think that would be in somewhere, shit. With everything going on in the war in Ukraine, you think it'd be happening in Ukraine, right? Like
right.
They can't get formula for the babies or whatever. And you hear that and you be like, okay, that's that makes sense because maybe the war going on and it's stopping the import, export, whatever, stuff's not coming through. Ain't like it's a war within a war here right now, domestic war is going on every day. We see stuff on the news, but that's not like that shouldn't affect the newborns. That shouldn't affect the babies. That shouldn't affect the mothers. And I feel like that should be a priority by a government.
And they're saying like maybe like up to like 43 to 50% of the stores are running out or running low.
Yes.
They're telling people, hey, you can only get 2 cans while you're here.
Yes.
It's it's crazy to me to look at that. I try not to talk about it because I'm not looking for it, but I do feel for the mothers and fathers that just had children that are pressed about that because that is a stressful thing to have to think about with your newborn.
Yeah, and it's not like it's cheap. I mean, it's not not like the cans you paying $5 a can. Like them cans is like
$22.
Yeah, so if you Kroger, $16-17, but yeah, it's like $22. And it's like you said, it's terrible because it's like no parent wants their child to go without, and you got to figure out. You think about how I'm gonna feed my child. So yeah, that's a no. We need to get that right.
Please get it right. Even hearing that they might be pushing some of the formula out the country. They said they're sending some of it down to South America too.
I did not hear that.
Right.
I did not hear that.
So,
wow. Yeah, that's. I feel like it's unacceptable for power country like us. It's unacceptable. That can't happen. It's not supposed to happen. But at the same token, COVID wasn't supposed to happen. At the same token, food shortage wasn't supposed to happen. So it's like we gotta appreciate each day, appreciate what we got. And if anybody got the plug on the baby formula, let us know.
All right, moving forward, man. Hate to see it. But young niggas hit with that RICO.
Man, RICO charge, that's like... You did a lot. You had to do a lot of stuff to get a RICO charge. Like, you had to... I can't even feel... It's like, you hate to see it, but it's like, damn. Like, if you think about a RICO charge, you like... You did a lot to deserve this. You know what I'm saying?
Right, this is years and years.
Golly.
So we're talking about Young Thug and YSL getting hit with the RICO. They got arrested outside of... Young Thug's house in Buckhead, and Thug got hit with like 56 charges, and all his people from his label went to jail for being gang affiliated.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. It's terrible in a sense, 2 ways. It's terrible in a sense of I never want to see nobody go to jail, right? Unless you out there murdering people and innocent people and stuff like that. Okay, then you deserve it. But I never want to see more people get added to the system. right? But at the same token, we got to take some responsibility for ourselves and say, yo, I'm out here making all these bad decisions. Eventually it's gonna catch up. Eventually, right? But again, like we talked about before, we gotta, as people and as artists, we put ourselves out there, social media, this and that, brag and get real messy, and then things like this happen.
Right. And this is the thing. This is where your lyrics and keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah.
So this is my thought on it. Like, do you think in the future it's better for rappers to just lie about it, saying that they did and they never did it, or just leave it alone completely? Because street music's always going to have a market, but when they go out and get real street niggas, they seem to keep getting arrested or get killed.
I mean, it's a thing. And I don't know any of these people personally, right? So I can't say whether they really was about it or not. Obviously, they were active because they got the RICO charge. But there's a lot of artists out there that's pretending that they're active and they're really not active. And then there's a lot of artists out there that really are active, and they're talking about it. Whether you're active, whether you're not active, I don't think that's meant or needed on the track. You can, and this is what I mean by this. Some artists will say something that can apply across the board, just in general. And then when you start getting specific, he got shot at Shell gas station on this street in May. Now what? Yeah, you like, you right. Set your bed.
You snitched on yourself.
So, I feel like there's a way to do it. There's a way that you could say something slick, without having to be specific.
And I think that the Georgia District Attorney, her name is Fannie Willis. She's the one that placed the RICO on them. She's also the one that did the RICO on YFN. I don't think she's playing with niggas, man.
No.
Like, she said that she likes doing the RICO. And that's how she plans on getting it. I think she's trying to follow in Kamala's footsteps.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Y'all better watch out.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, just make music, get your money, but you ain't got to put yourself out there to the point where you taking away your freedom. You're taking away your own freedom, because at the end of the day, unless you draw attention on yourself, they, they're not looking for you. Mm-hmm. They're not looking for you unless you out there screaming, "Oh, I did this," or "I banged this," or "I banged that." They don't care. They do, but they not gonna know you're a small fish until you let them know that you a big fish.
Until you on Instagram with a Draco with a switch on it. This is my thing with Fanny too, right? Mm. So, do you think that it would be racist if she was white and she was like, "I love the RICO"?
It's only racist if you say, "I love the RICO" for black people.
Okay. But she is going after, like, majority black people, though. But is that just because that's black people are the ones that caught up in that?
I feel like that's where their focus is right now.
Okay.
I think I don't know. But I'm saying I think maybe that's just their focus. That's just what they're looking at right now. It's an easy pick them up. You know what I'm saying? Like they telling on themselves. You think about it like this. And I could be wrong. So in the comments, let me know.
We're just talking right now.
Yeah, in the comments, let us know. Right. I don't know a lot of people of other races, ethnicities that are out there saying, besides unless people with mental health concerns, stuff like that. Besides that, our culture is the only culture that goes out there and say, "Yo," and go on wax on a song, whatever, and you can listen to them on iTunes talking about all the people they killed. Specifically.
Oh yeah.
Specifically.
I feel a way about that, right? Because I think I swear I was thinking about this. I never said it, but I was thinking about this really hardcore. Now, I'm sorry to get off on a tangent. This has nothing to do with the show we planned. But I was like, why do they push our music like that, about just taking down black men, right?
Message.
But you can't talk about anything else. You You couldn't go to a label with a song
Nope.
talking about killing bitches.
Nope.
Or killing whitey.
Nope.
Or killing dogs and cats.
Unacceptable.
But if I made a song today and it was popular enough, I could make a song called Op 'em Drop 'em. Just about clapping all my ops. It could be, I spot a nigga, I pop a nigga. Op a nigga, I drop a nigga. There'll be white girls on TikTok dancing to that shit.
Right.
White girls that don't even date black guys.
But everything else is unacceptable. Two things, two key points from what you just said. One, think about BET. What do they put on BET? What drama, reality TV that keep, certain people in a certain light, right? And then the other thing I was thinking about also is, why the KKK is not labeled as a domestic terrorist group?
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right. And even going back to if it was racist, even when Eric Adams in New York, he said, let's bring back stop and frisk, right? But when they did that before, they said that's racist.
Yep.
So
stop and frisk, because the people who are stopping and frisking the people are only stopping and frisking one set of people.
Right. So I feel like they're just putting a black face in front and then just doing whatever the hell they want because you can't play the black card or the racist card no more.
There's a lot of black racists.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I'm not talking about to other races, to our own race.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother story.
We'll get into that later.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, guys, those are just some of our thoughts. Let us know what you think in the comments below. My name's Canary Valance.
Slyce. Boom.